اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. Imam Sahib is saying that these days we are going through the blessed month of Ramadan, and during the day we fast in this month, and the day and night are spent in worshipping Allah. But as far as food is concerned, during the day it is not, we don't eat because of fasting, but these days in the Hadith we are speaking about the etiquettes of eating, and Imam Sahib is saying that it makes me very happy when I see this, and I offer gratitude to Allah that the Holy Prophet ﷺ that has given us such great detail about the etiquettes of eating and drinking in his blessed sayings. Some of these things we have mentioned before, and now today Imam Sahib wishes to mention another tradition in which we see the blessed practice of the Holy Prophet ﷺ himself. This has been related by Hazrat Akrash Rizanho. He says that Banu Umrah gave his wealth in charity and offered it to the Holy Prophet ﷺ. And he said that when I went to the Holy Prophet ﷺ in Medina, at that time Huzur was seated among the Ansar and the Muhajirin. The Holy Prophet ﷺ held my hand and he took me to Hazrat Salma's house and asked her that, is there anything to eat? Imam Sahib is saying that look at the blessed style of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, that when he received something, he wished to share it with his companions as well. So when he went home and asked Hazrat Salma if there was any food available, Hazrat Salma replied that there is a cup of sarid. Sarid is a very famous form of meat in which there is a kind of bread called sarid, and it is mixed and cooked and softened with pieces of meat. So the cup of food came, and they started to eat from it, and the Holy Prophet ﷺ's style was so lovely and so attractive. We can observe it in this tradition. So he says that he had this habit or this weakness where he said that he started eating from something from here or something from there on the plate, on different sides of the plate, and I saw that the Holy Prophet ﷺ was only eating from right in front of him. So when the Holy Prophet ﷺ saw me committing this mistake, the Holy Prophet ﷺ, with extreme compassion and love, with his left hand he held my right hand. So because the right hand is used for eating, so it might have had something left of the food on it. So the Holy Prophet ﷺ was so careful that he used his left hand, and with that he held my right hand, and he said that, "O Ikrash, eat your food from one side because all the food is the same." What lovely behavior this was. He said that eat from one side, and he also said that there is no need to for your hand to dart from side to side and forwards and backwards. And he said that the reason for this is that it is all the same, the food is all the same. So Imam Sahib is saying that often it is seen that people choose a particular piece of meat or something, and they go around the plate and all over. So this teaches us how effective and how loving the Holy Prophet ﷺ's advice was. Then he says that a tray was brought to us which had different types of dates were laid, And he said that he started to eat in front of him, right in front of him. The Holy Prophet ﷺ, however, ate from different places on the plate, and the Holy Prophet ﷺ said to me that eat the dates from different parts of the plate, because they were different types of plates. So of dates. So when there is different types of foods on a plate, then it is fine to eat from another side of your plate. So, for example, if there are different types of fruits, then if you want to eat the fruit that is away from you, then you are allowed to do that. And then the Holy Prophet ﷺ said, then when the water was brought, then the Holy Prophet ﷺ washed his hand, and with his wet hand he rubbed on his face, on his head, and on his arms. So after eating his food, he washed his hands, and he rubbed his wet hands on his face, on his head, and on his arms. And then he gave this advice, and Imam Sahib is saying this is worth noting, that the Holy Prophet ﷺ would first do something himself, and then he would teach it to others. So after he did this, he said, this is the wuzu, or the ablution of things that have been cooked on fire. So he said that it is not right he advised on how exactly to eat, and then he said that washing one's hands after finishing with food, this is a wuzu of the food that is cooked on fire. So Imam Sahib saying that these are small things, but this guidance is something which we need to take note of, because it is often not seen in our homes. So people should remember these, and the young and the old should remember these, and they should act in accordance with this. Then the next tradition, Ibn Abbas who relates that the Holy Prophet ﷺ said that the middle of the food is where the blessing is. So eat from one side. So eat from one side until you get to the middle, and you should keep away from eating from the middle. So Imam Sahib is saying that the Holy Prophet ﷺ said to start from the edge and eat up to the middle, and leave the other half untouched if we do not want to eat it. In the next tradition, the Zan who relates that the Holy Prophet ﷺ said that none of you should eat with your left hand, and neither should you drink with your left hand, because Satan eats with his left hand. This tradition has there is similar tradition that was mentioned before as well. So in this, it is a injunction that you should only eat with your right and your left hand, only using if you use your left hand to drink because you are eating with your right hand, this is not an acceptable excuse. The Holy Prophet ﷺ commanded that one should eat and drink with the right hand. Imam Sahib is saying that I brought this tradition again to remind you again that the Holy Prophet ﷺ said that Satan eats with the left hand, so do not eat or drink or eat with your left hand. It is completely forbidden. The next tradition is being reported by Abu Sayyid Khudri Radhiyallahu anhu, and he says that whilst eating food, whenever he used to eat food or whenever he used to drink, then afterwards he would say this prayer, and the words of the tradition are Alhamdulillahi allazi at'amana wa saqana wa jalana min al-muslimin. And the translation of this is that all praise belongs to that Allah who has fed us and who has given us drink, and who has made us among those who obey. So we should praise Allah, because the idea that the food is something which we have earned ourselves, with the food, with money we have earned ourselves, but at every occasion we should offer gratitude to Allah. The hand that gives us is Allah's, and the giver is Allah, and He is the one who gives us every blessing, small and large. So after eating, you should first of all praise Allah, and then you should offer gratitude that Allah has fed us and also given us to drink. And wajalana min al muslimin, and He has made us among the Muslims. So the wealth of Islam that has been bestowed upon us, this is the greatest wealth which a believer can have. So this, one should remember to always be grateful to Allah, and one should try that whenever a good deed, whenever one is blessed with the opportunity to do a good deed, you should regard this as a gift from Allah, and this is the way a believer should live, and this should always be remembered. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid.